Hey y'all, I'm Grant Chachere, the lead beat writer for North Carolina Tar Heels on SI, and of course, your host of the Tar Heels Insider Podcast right here on SI. And football um, did not have a great showing on Saturday. Of course, we discussed that on yesterday's show. And there's already a lot of articles about last weekend, and because it was just an absolute disaster, and the article will keep coming out, right? For football, because we're in a very crucial part of the season. Not only does UNC need 2 wins to make it to a bowl game, they're also in the stretch where you play all three of the in-state schools in North Carolina. Of course, last week you played Wake Forest, didn't work out. You lost 28-12, and then you got the two triangle schools, Duke and NC State, for the next 2 weeks. And it's a very critical stretch. And of course, we're going to have our basketball content as well. There's only one game this week, but I think Hubert's supposed to speak later this week because they're going to go up to Florida to play in the Fort Myers Classic, where they'll play against, say, Bonaventure and Michigan State. So we'll have all that too later this week, along with the gamers and stuff like that for the basketball game and, of course, the football game later this week. But we're going to talk about football today. And it's because it's been a pressing question all year, and I think we need to revisit this. And that is, should UNC make a quarterback change, right? And I thought, and the reason why I say this is because yes, there's 2 games to go, but is it worth it if you're trying to make it a bowl game? UNC's past offense has not been great all year long. Right now, they're 111th. The reason why they're 111th is because Gio Lopez has thrown 4 straight games of 200 yards or more. Actually, it's 4 straight. Virginia, Syracuse, Stanford. Yeah, it's 4 straight. Before that, he didn't have any. But he's still been not the greatest quarterback in the world. I mean, there's still 111th in passing offense, averaging 180.3 yards per game, which is good for 111th in the country. Keep this in mind, there are 134 teams that could be at the FBS level. And, tired, y'all. The long weekend. But Gio Lopez completed 21 of his 36 passes for 201 yards. Not the greatest. Averaged 5.4 yards per attempt. Was 6 for 16 on passes thrown to the left side. He only had 2 passing plays with a gain of 15 yards or more. He had no balls that were caught 15 yards or more down the field. So that's the actual air distance. So there was on passes where the ball was not caught until it was at least 15 yards. There was none of those were completed. Then, I mean, it's just not a very good showing. He has been great all year. And also, UNC did not score a touchdown, by the way. They didn't score a single touchdown in that game on Saturday. The last time that happened was 2016 when Larry Fedora was the quarterback and Mitchell Trubisky, before he became a meme, was your quarterback. That's unacceptable. And now you start to wonder, should you make a quarterback change? But it depends on the situation. If you're trying to win the next 2 games and try to make a bowl game to satisfy the administration as of right now and the fan base, because they're getting restless. Do you have to go with Max? Do you go with Mac Johnson? Mac Johnson's a very experienced quarterback. I mean, the guy's been playing football forever. I mean, his first year in college football was my first year at LSU. Me and him were both freshmen at LSU at the same time. That was 2020. He's had over 20 starts as a quarterback, most of which was at the most of which was playing SEC when he's at LSU and A&M. I mean, why not make the switch? Because, his style is more fit for this offense. Why not make the switch? Why not go with them? And the second scenario is why you should change the quarterback is, are you trying to build for the future? Right? You got Torrey Newkirk and Bryce Baker. Bryce Baker, by the way, was the guy that literally was paraded around the arena when Belichick got hired like he was the savior. I'm not saying he wasn't the savior. I'm not saying he's not a bad player. My ultimate point in saying that is that you put a lot of spotlight and pressure on a guy who had just got to campus. It was a ridiculous showing, and now he's a 4th-string quarterback. So do you go with a Torrey Newkirk? Do you go with Bryce Baker? If you're trying to go for a rebuild, yeah. Because guess what? Gio, I don't think he's coming back next year. Max, we know for a fact, is not coming back. So you need to find out what you're working with. And if it's Torrey Kirk and Bryce Baker are your guy, then you got to go to the transfer portal. But you won't know until you actually play them. It's absolutely ridiculous. And, also just shows you the lack of development going on that quarterback room. Right? Because Freddie Kitchens is, yes, he's the offensive coordinator, but he's not the quarterback's coach. The quarterback's coach is Matt Lombardi, who, by the way, is the son of Mike Lombardi, who is your GM. So if you try to fire Matt Lombardi, then you're going to draw the ire of Michael Lombardi, which you shouldn't, because Michael Lombardi, let's face it, I'm not afraid to say it, is a clown. He's a clown. It's just ridiculous. But anyway, that's going to wrap it up for today's episode of the Tar Heels Insider Podcast. It's going to be a short one today, just to start off your not so fantastic Monday, because I know you guys all love your Tar Heels. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.